Today I'm going to do a video. I think it's called the 50 facts about me. 50 random facts about me. You guys know what? It's just basically 50 things about me. I don't even know if I have 50 facts. I was like, 50 things, what can I tell them without, you know, disclosing my home address and social security number? But I thought we would give it a shot. A lot of you often ask me, you know, if I'm a stay-at-home mom, if I have a real job, or a lot of questions about me, how old my son is, things like that. So I thought that I would do this little tiny tag, put it together for you guys, let you know a little bit more about me. It's not beauty related, so if you like to watch my channel for beauty things, I will be back on Monday with a beauty related video, but for now we're going to do a special weekend video more about me and 50 random things about me. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm 29, I'm a Sagittarius. Everything about a Sagittarius is true. I'm not a big believer in horoscopes, but everything about me is true except for the fact that I'm good at sports. I have no coordination. I'm terrible at sports. I am married. It'll be 5 years this fall. I went to culinary school. I'm also a certified nutritionist. I'm left-handed, have 4 dogs and a frog. My first dog, I actually got when I was 9, I think, and he lived for 17 years. When he passed away, 3 days after my wedding, I was so sad that I had him cremated, and he actually lives with us. Wherever we go, we take him. I see him every morning. I still talk to him sometimes. He was just such an important part of my life. He was one of the very first responsibilities that I had. And his name was Pee-wee. And he's basically in this room with us every single time I film. I don't know if you guys can see him, but this is him. I have one brother, and he's married. He gave me a beautiful niece and nephew. I mean, these kids are adorable. Everyone says that my niece looks exactly like me, but in miniature version. I don't know if that's true, because to me, she is so cute, like adorable, gorgeous, like she is all eyes. She looks like a really beautiful Karopi. I was always an honor roll student, even in college. I've always liked school. Chemistry. Chemistry was the only class that I got a C in, and I had to beg my school counselor to allow me to retake it and remove that C. So thankfully I was able to recover and get an A, but I was never able to remove the C off my transcript. And to this day, it still really bothers me. Cleaning and organizing makes me really happy. Eating makes me really happy. One of the top 10 things in the world that makes me happy is candy. I love candy. Like, candy rocks my world. I can't express to you guys how much I love candy. I eat so much of it, and I don't know why I've only had 2 cavities in my life. I do get stressed. I do get mad. A lot of you think that I'm always like super happy, you know, balloon rainbows and butterflies, but I do get stressed out. I do get mad, and when I do get really angry, I need to be left alone. Like, you need to leave me alone, or I will probably hurt you. But when I'm stressed out, I like to vacuum or eat pizza. That always cheers me up like in 2 seconds. I'm Mexican, but I'm also a really small part Armenian. I think my dad's grandmother was Armenian. So by the time it got to me, I really didn't get much. My first language is Spanish, and I still think in Spanish, or when someone speaks to me, I still hear it in Spanish. So I automatically translate everything because my first language was Spanish. And so it's just such a big part of me. I speak to my son in Spanish. Do talk and laugh this loud in person. A lot of you leave me comments and say, it sounds like you're yelling at us. Can you please lower your voice? Honestly, I can't. This is how I speak and laugh. Even Mr. Man, like, we'll be out in public or we'll be at a restaurant and I laugh and he's like so embarrassed, but I don't know, that's just, I talk loud, I'm sorry. Actually met Mr. Man, and we got engaged in 3 months, and we got married in 6 months. Speaking about love, I didn't have my first kiss until I was 18, which is very late. I was definitely a late bloomer when it came to relationships, but it was so gross that I was like, is this what I've been missing out on? I am not down for kissing. My favorite animal is probably a giraffe. I know many of you think it's a panda because of our because of our cute names for each other, but it's actually a giraffe. And the only reason I like the giraffe is because my family calls me a giraffe. I'm basically all legs. I'm 5'11", but I wouldn't be as tall if my legs weren't so long. So I have to like buy special inseam jeans, like long inseam jeans, just so that they're long enough. All maxi dresses are like mid-calf on me. So giraffe is my favorite animal because I look like one. My addiction to coffee actually started when I was 19 or 20, because I was going to full-time culinary school, full-time college, and I was working part-time. So my days were basically 20 to 21 hours long, and I really needed the fuel to keep me going. So I would wake up in the morning. When I wake up in the morning, I would wake up in the morning and I would go to USD, the University of San Diego, and I would take a couple classes and I would work on campus part-time. Then after I would leave campus, I would go to culinary school, and I would do culinary school, I think it was from 5 to 10 p.m. And then I would come home, do homework, and then just the same thing every day. And there was a time where I was working on campus at USD, and I was also working part-time at Victoria's Secret. So my days were just jam-packed. If you guys haven't realized it, my mom is my best friend. I talk about her so often in all my videos. I always mention her. I basically speak to her every day. If not, we text all day long. She's the best mom in the world. I'm really fortunate to call my mom my best friend as well. I never talk about my dad, so most people are like, how come you never talk about your dad? I don't know, my dad is just, he's one of those silent, powerful figures. You know, he's been the best dad in the world. He is so supportive, he's so loving, but he's just strong and silent. He's almost like a wall in my life. Not a bad wall, but like a wall of strength. Just knowing that he's my dad gives me all the safety and protection that I need from him. Before I moved to Dallas, I was a high school teacher. I love listening to all kinds of music. I mean, all kinds of music. My favorite artist of all time is Ricardo Arjona. He's a very romantic, poet type singer. But I do like punk. I love especially music from the 60s, like Woodstock era. But my favorite recently has been worship music. I've been listening to worship music non-stop. I really, really like it. But in Spanish, so if you guys can help me and let me know some really good worship singers or bands in the comment section, because I really wouldn't even know where to start. All the worship music that I listen to is in Spanish, and I know Tato really loves it. He sits there and he like waves his little hands and he sings too, so it's something we enjoy together. The last one that I want to share with you guys is a little bit about how my bullying experience started. When I was little, I would fall down a lot, and my parents noticed that something was wrong with my feet. So it turns out that when I was born, or how I learned to walk, or something happened where my left foot was turned inward and my right foot was straight, the way it's supposed to be. So anytime that I would walk or run, I would trip myself and I would fall down. I even have some chipped teeth. You probably can't tell. I embrace my flaws. What am I gonna do, you know? So I have a couple of chipped teeth, and that's how my bullying life started. I would have special orthopedic shoes, and then off of those shoes were some straps that would wrap around my legs. So if I had a dress on or a skirt, you could see the straps. I tried to wear pants to cover them up, but pants weren't long enough because I never told my mom that, you know, my inseam was too long, and all my pants were high waters, so you could see like the buckles coming off of the shoes. And that's just kind of how it started. I felt like the 1990s Forrest Gump. And just people would pick on me. I learned to ignore it and to not let it bother me, but it's something that has stuck with me. It hasn't been until now, my adult life, where I lash back sometimes, or I respond, or I defend myself. And it's so hard because being here on YouTube and, you know, being in the public eye, if I don't defend myself, I'm a pushover. If I defend myself, I'm a bully. But sometimes it's so frustrating to just sit there and take it, you know, and it just reminds me of when I was growing up and getting pushed. And I mean, I was jumped. I was jumped in the 4th grade. I was jumped in 11th grade. When I learned how to drive and I would drive to school, they would let the air out of my tires. They keyed my car. They would always break into my locker and like take out my textbooks and like rip them up. And it was just, I am so thankful that all of that happened to me. I say, you know what? Thank you, God, for allowing me to be victimized for so long, because now that I'm an adult and I have a son, I look back and I'm like, I couldn't control how these people treated me, but I can control how I react to it. And I can just say that I thank those people for having treated me so badly, because it kind of shows me how strong I am, that I was able to move on from it, you know? And so when someone accuses me of being a bully or picking on someone, I'm like, you do not even know what bullying is. You need to kick back, relax, don't hurt yourself, because I am not a bully. I'm the #1 person to say, hey, chill out, get the freak out, you don't belong here. If you're gonna treat me or anyone else like that, you don't deserve to be here. That's just my 50th. Are you guys keeping track? Is that like 67th? Is that like 89 facts? I don't know how many I told you guys. No, I have one more to share with you guys. I was talking to my mom and I was like, hey, I wanna do a personal tag. What do you think about this? She's like, okay. I was like, why don't you tell me a couple? Because there was a point where I ran dry and I didn't know what else to tell you guys. And she's like, tell them that you can do everything. And I'm like, that sounds so corny. Of course you're gonna say that, you're my mom. But she's like, no, you have this thing where you think you can do everything. I'm like, wait a second, I guess I didn't understand what she was trying to say. And she's like, it's a problem, really. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, ever since you were little, you would see someone, you know, climb up a tree and you were like, I can do that. You would see someone, I don't know, playing soccer. I can do that. You always felt like you could do everything. And now, this is what she was telling me. She's like, now that you're an adult and you're married and you're a mom, you still haven't lost it. You always think you can do everything. She's like, it's such a beautiful trait to have. That's probably why you started YouTube in the first place. So she's right. I think it may be somewhat of a flaw, because I do try something at least once. Food, activities, anything. I'll always try something once. I mean, my hair has been pixie cut short. It's been really, really long. It's been red. It's been blonde. I don't know. I feel like I can do everything, but it is a little hard sometimes, because when you fail at something, you take it a little bit harder. So, I don't know. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to have faith in yourselves and don't let the opinion of others affect how you see yourself or how you feel about yourself. The opinion of others doesn't define your character. Your character is how you come out of those situations where you aren't treated the way you want, or where you don't get the results you want. Well, I think that's it, guys. Please let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this type of video. And as always, if you guys found this video useful,